Hey everybody, I'm Brian with Aromacup.com. Thanks as always for joining me here in my virtual coffee shop brought to you by Aromacup.com. I have a recipe for you today and I'm going to show you guys how to make an awesome cappuccino by making use of the Keurig Rivo single serve espresso machine. Cool thing about this machine is it does all of the brewing of your coffee and it'll froth your milk. And it'll give you actual froth milk. This isn't going to come from powder or anything like that. We're actually going to make real froth milk using one machine all in one, and that's the Keurig Rivo. So let's dive in and show you how easy this recipe is to make. Okay, so before I do this, let me just tell you what we're going to do. We'll just give you a quick outline. I'm going to first brew my espresso using the Keurig Rivo. Now after I've brewed that espresso, I'm going to froth my milk, again, using the built-in carafe on the Keurig Rivo, and then we're going to put that all together. We're going to make an awesome cappuccino. So let's dive in and get started. First thing we need to do is make sure the Rivo is turned on. Now the Rivo turns itself off pretty quickly, so if you leave it sitting, you're going to need to turn it back on. Power switch is right here on the side, and when we hear those beeps, we know that we're ready to start brewing. Now, I'm going to open up the brew basket on the top here, and I'm going to take a Rivo pack. These are different from all the other Keurig packs. Drop that into the machine, close it up, and now I just need to choose how large a shot of espresso I would like to do. I'm going to go ahead and just do a single shot today, so I'm just going to press this first button on my right-hand side on the machine. Now the machine starts brewing immediately, which is awesome because it's just going to get right to business, and you know that's the whole purpose here, of course, obviously, is that you're going to get your drink very quickly, and you're going to save a lot of money by making your own espresso drinks at home. So there you go. That's our short espresso shot coming out of the Keurig Rivo. Now I can say that I really do like the coffee that comes out of the Rivo. I've been really impressed with the overall flavor. There we go. When it beeps, it's done. So that's our shot of espresso right there. Now we're going to go ahead and froth our milk. I'm going to pull out our frothing pitcher. And this is pretty easy to use. Take off that lid and take some nice cold milk, whichever milk it is that you decide you want to use. And I'm just going to fill up to the minimum fill line here because I'm making a cappuccino, so I don't need a lot of milk. I definitely want more froth and foam. Now we're just going to place the lid back onto the frothing pitcher, and we're going to place this back into the machine. Now when you hear that beep, that means that the frothing pitcher is ready to go. If you don't hear that beep, pull it out, reseat it, and you should hear the beep. Now we just need to go ahead and choose what we want to make to match our beverage, and we've got the buttons on the top of the Rivo. The one that I'm going to press is going to be the cappuccino one, which is going to give me more foam. Now again, the machine just gets right to work and it starts frothing my milk. Now it's going to, of course, it's going to mix in the proper amount of air to give me that froth that I want for a cappuccino, and it's going to get that milk nice and hot at the same time as well. So it's doing all of this in one machine. Now, for those wondering, you can use pretty much any type of milk that you would like. We're just using regular whole milk today, and again, we're using cold milk. You don't want to use hot milk because you're not going to get as much froth out of that. But if you're lactose intolerant, or if you are a vegetarian, vegan, something like that, you can use the other types of milk that you can get. So almond, flax, soy, of course, and many other different types of milk, such as maybe hemp, things like that. Now, the one thing I should mention is that all of those are going to give you varying degrees of foam. If you want the most foam, you typically want to use a nice regular cow's milk. But goat's milk I've also found works really well to give you some great foam. So, speaking of foam, let's see what we've got. And that's what we just got out of the Rivo right here in our frothing pitcher. And this is pretty impressive, I have to say. The amount of froth that comes off of this machine is pretty much equivalent to most of the standard frothers that I've used, which usually operate by hand or a separate unit, but we're doing that all in one machine here. Now we're going to fancy up our cappuccino today. We're going to do a little bit of raspberry syrup. Now if you want to modify your recipe in any way, you can do that. You usually want to add any kind of sweeteners, flavors, things like that before you add your milk. So we're just going to add a little bit of raspberry here, as much or as little as you might want. And after you've added that, now you're going to want to stir just a little bit. That just gets everything nice and mixed up. And now we're going to add our froth. Now, you probably don't need to hold the foam back, but because I have a lot of old barista in me, I like to always hold my foam back a little bit, add some of my milk, and then I'll just start adding my foam. And I'm using a wooden spoon because I find that this typically will give me the ability to not scratch up my carafe. And there you go, and I still actually have foam to spare. Not too bad. You can, of course, get more artistic with this. You can add a little bit of nutmeg, cinnamon, cocoa to the top, anything like that. Or just from that one machine, from the Keurig Rivo, which I think is pretty awesome, you got an awesome cappuccino. Hope you guys found it useful. Please check out our other videos here on Aromacup.com for some awesome recipes, things that you can do with your Keurig Rivo and many other single-serve coffee machines. We help you demystify the world of coffee. That's what we do best here at Aromacup.com. I'm Brian. Thank you guys for joining me in my virtual coffee shop brought to you by Aromacup.com. I'll see you next time, and take care.